Thinking of investing, working, or starting a business in the cannabis industry? We've got you covered right here on Plant Problems. Hosted by Tony Frischknecht, Plant Problems takes a different approach to cannabis than what you're seeing and hearing from the mainstream media. Come along with Tony and be in the know about how to invest, work, or start a cannabis business. Let's get the show started with your host, Tony Frischknecht.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Plant Problems. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. Man, the beginning of this year, so 2021, so if you guys are listening here after January of 2021, we'll just create this as a kind of a timestamp of where we were at. And I have just seen things exploding in the cannabis industry. A lot of new businesses, a lot of people understanding that there is still so much opportunity. And I want to let you guys know, if you're a new listener checking my show out and you're interested in starting something in cannabis, please don't waste your time. There are still plenty of open areas for the new entrepreneur, but the big guys are gaining some speed and some strength. So you want to keep that in mind. They're hard to keep up with their capital and their large footprint that a lot of these multi-state operators are starting to create. So today's show actually is going to be coming. I got some inputs from some of the listeners out there. I want to throw a shout out to Matt Gillard. He's out of Massachusetts. Check out, I've interviewed him and his brother a couple times, and we talked some ideas. So this is going to be from some stuff that him and I were discussing that we think there's some value for some of the listeners out there right now that are looking at the transition into from what Matt calls the traditional market into the regulated market. And there's a couple things. I'm going to touch on three things here with you guys today because I think they're extremely important. A lot of it's so that people take you seriously. If you're coming from the traditional marijuana market into the real business of cannabis, these are going to be things that they could hinder your growth immensely, or they can help you by relating to the city, state officials, all these people that you're going to be coming into contact with that mean so much to the success of your business. That's what it comes down to, is these people are going to hold the keys to allowing you to create a business to not only provide for your family, but for all of the people that you hire to provide for theirs. So it's extremely important that you take this seriously. So the first one I want to talk about is professionalism. This may seem very simple to some of you, but I know when I was transitioning and getting my feet wet and working with some of the regulators and lawmakers, I just didn't put this together. But simply just having contact info organized and in place, having your email address match your company name, having your phone number and your business, simply a business card or electronic business card, whatever. You want to be able to hand these out when you're networking, especially to the amount of people you're going to be meeting, the regulators. You're going to be dealing with these people, and they need to get in touch with you, and they need to know you're a real business. So just being professional and putting yourself out there and saying, look, here's my card, or I'll send you my electronic card so people can get in touch with you. That really is the beginning of, talking to these guys and knowing that they can reach out to you whenever they want, or they can kind of touch base with you. So I know it sounds simple. Well, why not a business card? However, there are a lot of people that are busy creating their business. But this is a very simple thing. There are a lot of people out there, especially online nowadays, that can whip up a business card for you. It might cost you $100. It's not a big deal, but you still need it. So we are also dealing with, the age of online. Everybody's Zooming now. And so, you want something digital that you can send out, or at the very least on the bottom of your email. If you're using Google or whatever service you're using, you should be able to do a signature part and put your contact info so that if people lose you, they can retrieve your email and go back and find you. So professional appearance or personal appearance is number 2. Okay. You don't have to wear a suit and tie. I'm not asking you to do that. But I am asking you to think about who you're going to be standing in front of on a daily basis. You need to at least wear button-up shirt, nice jeans, or not tattered, not frayed. And when I started this, I wore flip-flops a lot of the time, and I know there's a lot of guys out there that do that too. And if you're gonna do stuff like that, it's okay. Take care of your appearance, especially like clipping your toenails, cleaning them, stuff like that. I know it seems silly and stupid, but this is things that traditional market was used to. Just didn't matter how you looked. And again, I'm not saying you have to be pristine and look like $1 million, but you need to look respectful so people will take you seriously. That's all this is. If you got a beard, beards are fine. Just make sure you have them trimmed and groomed. And also look at, the people that are surrounding you too, especially if they're your business partners. Make sure that they understand that, hey, we're going to a city council meeting. Okay. There's going to be a lot of people that, especially in the newer markets, that don't want anything to do with cannabis. If you put yourself out there as a professional and you're treating this seriously like a real business, people at these meetings are going to see that you're not just a pothead or a scumbag or whatever it is. That's why you're putting it out there. And I know some people, well, that's not who I am. I understand that, but you want people to see your business and who you are for what is in your mind, not what you look like. But it's going to take them a second. If you look clean and professional, they're going to say, okay, now we can listen to this person. This is something I learned back in sales a long time ago. You don't want people to get that first impression of you as a bad one, because it will carry with them longer. So you want to make sure when you're dealing with, a lot of these officials, that you look that way, you look presentable. The other thing is know your business. And I find this is a problem I've had problems with this in the past too, but this is a problem for a lot of new entrepreneurs. Well, so what are you doing? So what's your business? Well, I grow a little bit over here and do that. And then I've got an edibles thing I got going over here. That's fine if you have all that stuff going on. But if you're a grower, then just say, I'm a grower. I've built my grow, and I've got, for instance, 100 lights. Started with 10 originally, and now I've got 100. People want a direct answer because they want to know what you are. But as you grow further and you start evolving in the industry, what's going to happen is you're going to come across new opportunities, right? So these new opportunities will give you that latitude where you can say, oh yeah, well, I'm a grower. We started with this dispensary here. Now I also have a ownership in a edibles company over here. And so we're taking a lot of our biomass and we're selling it to our edibles company. And then people really get a feeling of what is it? Because what's going to happen too is you're going to talk to investors. So they're going to want to know certain things too. And if you don't have a direct answer to them, they're just going to kind of blow you off in the end. They'll be like, oh, that guy doesn't really know what he's doing. So keep that in mind. So you're going to be dealing with regulators. You're going to be dealing with inspectors, like building inspectors, health inspectors. Investors is another one. And you are going to be dealing with also other business owners. Okay. These are 4 big ones that you're going to be dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Of course, you're going to do city council regulatories, but a lot of people will be working with groups to put that together. But if you're very in the early stages in your area, wherever your locality is, city, state, wherever you're at, you'll be a lot more hands-on. Okay. So it's very important to just keep these little things in mind because, again, you don't want to be stereotyped as the stoner pothead guy. That's not the point of this. The point is business entrepreneur. You want to be looked at as that. So, oh yeah, I want to step back just a couple minutes to where I was talking about the grower. Please don't use the word master grower if you are a grower. That is such an overused term. It's got a lot of negative connotations to it. There's been many people out there now that have hired master growers that really have burned them. So just say you're a grower and give your experience time, and that's enough. Okay, that's plenty. You can also, if you're coming at this from a retail angle, your retail sales background is huge. I mean, that people are going to want to see that. Why is this all important? Because all these people you're going to be dealing with, like I said, on a daily basis. And what this really comes down to is act as if you truly are a business owner. This is what you are doing. And all these little pieces here that I shared with you this morning, they are going to show that you're serious. People will take you seriously. And in turn, more opportunities are going to come your way. People are going to start understanding you. And then they're going to say, hey, Tom, I really like what you're doing. And you're going to start getting your name tossed around these larger circles, the ones that you're not used to. And I think one of the most important ones, and I'm going to throw this out for the growers out there, is dealing with the police. You don't want to be the typical stereotype talking to the police, standing there, showing them your what people would say, look at all my pot. You don't want to be, you want to make sure that they look at you and say, this guy's taking it seriously. Because at the end of the day, they hold the key to the licensing. All of them do, especially the local government. If you are not up to par on your business, what you do, and who you say you are, it's going to show quickly. And I also, a bit of warning, if you are involved in social media, so are the police. They can take and search you up real quick. So if you have stuff out there or you're putting stuff out online, make sure you start changing the narrative so that they understand that, again, you're a true business owner and you're not doing this as a side business and you're not doing illegal stuff, because they will find that out too. And I'm not saying that to scare you. What I'm telling you for is I want you to succeed. I mean, this is what I try to share with you all and teach you guys, is that the success side of it, these are the little steps that need to be taken. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful for you guys today. For those of you that aren't really interested in building this side of the business, or you're not here, I apologize, but this is stuff that we need to think about. And if you're working in the business, you can understand a little bit deeper about those guys that are transitioning from the traditional market into legal cannabis. So, guys, I want to thank you again for joining me today. Plant Problems, again, wouldn't be here without you. If you guys have any subjects, such as what Matt gave me today, I would really appreciate you guys sending me any info you have, anything that you want to hear me talk about or go deeper into. I'm always open to that. So you can reach out to me at plantproblem.com and see all my episodes there. I've got dozens. This is my 81st episode, so I've got a lot of different episodes throughout cannabis. I ask you to come join it if you haven't heard my podcast before this episode. If you have, I want to thank you so much for continually listening to me. I work really hard to try to bring you stuff that I think is helpful for you guys at the end of the day. So thank you so much for listening, guys, and check me out at plantproblem.com. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.
You've just listened to another insightful episode of Plant Problems. If you like what you heard so far, don't forget to tell your friends and colleagues. For additional resources or to leave a review, head over to plantproblem.com. Join us again next week on Plant Problems with Tony Frisch Connect. We look forward to having conversations with you as we go along this journey.